Hello guys, today we'll be working on some other aspects of our Excel, and we'll be working on these topics. We'll be working on sum, we'll be working on Excel functions in general, we'll be working on some basic arithmetics like subtraction, division, multiplication, we'll be working on if function, we'll be working on count, average, max, min, count, if. Alright. Now in Excel, for you to perform any task in Excel, you need to work with functions. That is your tool for performing most tasks in Excel. Alright, so let's come over to our Excel. And let's start with our sheet 1, where we have some records. In our sheet 1, we have records of banks and their profits in 4 years: 2020, 2021, 2022, and 2023. So let's make this, let's zoom in. So and this is Access Bank, FCMB, Pema Bank, GT Bank, Keystone Bank. All right. So in this tutorial, we'll be working on horizontal addition and vertical addition, or horizontal sum and vertical sum. This sum we are working on presently is what we call sum in a range. Sum in a range. And the syntax of sum in a range is equal to sum, parentheses open and close. Then in your parentheses open and close, you tell us the range of cells you want to sum. So you can say you want to sum B2 colon B colon E2. All right. So this function sums up that particular range. Now, may I let you understand that every function in Excel must start with an equal sign. Every function in Excel must start with an equal sign. Okay. So this function in Excel has started with an equal sign. Any questions so far? All right. So this is a syntax for adding up cells in a range, and it could be a vertical addition or a horizontal addition. For vertical addition, it means you're summing up a range of cells in a column, while for horizontal addition, you're summing up a range of cells in a row. Let us try it out. So let's come back to our Excel sheet. Click on the cell we want to put our values in, type our equal sign, sum, parentheses open. We can click on the cells that make up the range. Here we have B2 to E2. So we can put our colon and then click on E2, or we can still decide to type it by ourselves. Can you see this? When you hit enter, you see that the value comes in. So you can still decide to type it by yourself. You can say equal to sum B3 colon E3, parentheses close, and you see that that is working also. For our vertical sum, so we want to check what all the banks got in 2020. Here we are seeing what Access Bank got for the 4 years. We are seeing what FCMB got for the 4 years. Here we want to check what the 4 banks got for each year. So we can still say are equal to sum, parentheses open. We can still click on the range B2 colon, add your colon, and B6. You put your parentheses close and you hit enter, or you can still type it out by yourself, equal to sum, parentheses open, C2 colon C6. So this is sum in a range. Can you see that when you've mentioned C2 to C6, when you mention C2 to C6, it highlights that particular, it highlights that particular column and the cells in that particular column that you're referencing. Okay, right. Now another way to do this is to come to your summation. In your home button, you come to the right, far right corner, you'll see your auto sum. When you click on your auto sum, it brings out the formula automatically. So you can still enter the values you want. The values I want to enter are my B4 to E4. So I'm going to type B4 colon E4. I'm going to hit enter. All right, so you see, all right, the same thing here. You can still do the same thing here, and you can click on your auto sum, and it's already adding this, but we don't want to include D1. What we're including is D2 to D6, because D1 is our header. All right, another way to work on this is to look for there is a kind of square at the bottom right corner of every active cell. Any cell that is active has this square at the bottom right corner. Can you see that? So when I click on this guy, I can see this square at the bottom right corner. Once I click and drag down, can you see that whenever my cursor comes to that bottom right corner, it changes. So if I click, left click, hold and drag down, you'll see that my values come down. The same way, if I left click, hold and drag to the right, you see that my values, they follow the same function. So if you check this guy, if you check this place, this is called the formula bar. You see that this last guy is adding E2 to E6, while this guy is adding, while this guy is adding B7 to E7. So this is B7, this is what E7. So this is the grand total of everything. This is the grand total of everything. All right. Okay, so that is sum for you. However, sometimes you might want to add individual cells.